State now because Premier Maqueen Letsoha-Mathae is today hosting over 200 gender-based violence survivors for an early Christmas lunch. The idea here is to reach out to the most vulnerable members of our society during this time, which is typically characterized with the spirit of giving. Joining us now is SABC News reporter Aphumelele Mdlalane, who is watching developments around this particular story. And it's a bit of a bittersweet gathering, isn't it? I beg your pardon, Aphumelele, because on the one hand, of course, it's around Christmas and the spirit of giving, but on the other, a lot of people there have suffered great trauma.
Yes, Ayanda, it's rather a bittersweet engagement, like Premier did mention that it's an important engagement, though it is a sensitive topic, but she says that she saw the need to have this Christmas lunch with the survivors and their family so that she can give them an update on the cases that are taking place here in the Free State. I must indicate that it's more than 40 cases only this year of gender-based violence. 9 of them are those of the partner that were very close to their partners, and the Premier was indicating that they are trying by all means to prioritize these cases. We've seen quite a lot of activists, including the Buhang Basadi. They would be marching to to court where these cases of gender-based violence, the perpetrators will be appearing. And with me, I am joined by Usis Palisa. She's one of the survivors. Thank you so much for allowing us to talk to you about this sensitive story. But as I was briefing you, you did say you are okay to talk about what really happened to you. If you can tell us your story.
I'm Palisa Mtwari from Diversdorp. I'm 31 years old. I was once in a relationship with this guy who at first he was loving and all that, but then as time went by he started being possessive. He then restricted me from having friends. He had to know my every move, where I am, what I'm doing and all that. And then I remember one time I asked him that if you deny me from having friends, then who is going to be my friend? And then he told me that he can be my friend. But then the funny thing is that only he was supposed to have friends in the relationship. So then I decided to obey him because I loved him. And as time went by, he started being physically abusive towards me. And even when my mom would send me errands, I had to report to him first where I am and how long I'm gonna be there.
After you saw those red flags, did you perhaps go leave the relationship immediately, or you still had that hope that he will change one day?
No, I kept on believing that he did all those things because he loved me. And I was hopeful that one day he will be the guy that I needed him to be, and then we will be happy. But then this thing grew and grew, and then he was extremely abusive, like physically. He even went to a length of strangling me.
So what was the last straw? What made you to leave the guy?
Well, most of the time he would hit me, claiming that I come from other boyfriends or I've had sex with someone. Everyone, even when someone would just greet me, I would be dating that guy. So I think it was 2 years back, I decided that no, enough is enough. And then I was called at the Tshireletso Against Women Abuse to attend a support group where we meet as women and discuss such issues that we face relationship-wise or even in our families. So that's when I realized that I'm not the only one, and I needed to break the silence, because I remember I once went to the police station, and then when they asked me if I'm opening a case or not, and then I said no, I just want you to reprimand him and let him know that what he's doing is wrong.
So was it easy after you left him? Was it easy for him, or he kept on coming to you, or you just felt at peace?
No, as always, he kept on coming to me and making me feel bad for leaving him, telling me that if he can't have me, no man can. So it's either I date him or he was gonna kill me. Or he even went on and said, I'm never gonna be happy in my life.
Palisa is a survivor today, and we know we're in the 16 days of activism. What do you want to say to other women that have fallen victim of the gender-based violence out there?
It's never too late to walk away. And as soon as he starts distancing you from your families or your friends, that's when the problem starts. So the best thing we have to do as women is to stop blaming the justice and saying that the justice is failing us, because somehow we are also failing ourselves by keeping quiet about such issues. And mostly we open cases and then go back and withdraw them, and then come back and claim that the justice is failing us and all that. The best thing to do is to think of us as women and the children that we are raising. As I was raising a girl child, I decided that I never want to see my daughter suffering the way I suffered. I want my daughter to feel special and unique, and to respect herself enough to walk away from someone who does not value and appreciate her presence in his life.
Well, Palisa, thank you so much for telling the world your story.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, Ayanda, you can hear from this survivor who is proud that she left a toxic relationship, and she at least followed or listened to her instincts, and look at where she is today. She is a survivor and is able to tell her story to the world. It's back to you.
Aphumelele Mdlalane is live to us there in Bloemfontein in the Free State. And Aphumelele, if you're still able to hear us, I'm wondering what the province is thinking they can offer to some of these survivors beyond just this Christmas lunch. And it's not to downplay the gathering itself, but I imagine for many of the people there are so many other ways that they're hoping to get support.
What we've been saying, Ayanda, actually, these families were part of the march, GBV march, that would be going to your magistrate court, where, of course, they would be in support, even if it's not their cases. When we would talk to these families, what they want is justice to prevail. Others are saying that their cases are still pending, there is no follow-up, and these perpetrators would get bail, and they are saying there's not so much that is being done in terms of addressing the issue of gender-based violence. Just from the beginning of this year, Ayanda, I do know that because I was covering many of these stories where women were killed by their partners, and women went missing. We have 3 or 4 cases dating back from last year where 4 women have not been found to date. And these families, of course, they would be appreciating the lunch, but this is beyond what is happening today here. And what's common is that they do not want just counseling, but they want justice to prevail, because many of them, there's just one common factor whereby they are saying that the cases of gender-based violence are dating back from 5 years ago, and to date there hasn't been any conclusion. That is what they wish to see at least justice doing, to make sure that they at least feel that comfort.
Right, Aphumelele Mdlalane, such an important story to keep telling this. Aphumelele reporting live there from Bloemfontein. For now, thanks very much indeed.